UFC 250 was all about the bantamweights. Now, it definitely was about Amanda Nunes as she headlined the card, and the run that she's on is GOAT status. Like, that cannot even be argued. But wow, what an exhibition of the bantamweight weight class UFC 250 was. The card was stacked, and I really want to talk about the king of the KOs, Cody Garbrandt, with an amazing, like, let's talk about that, an amazing KO of Rafael Assunção. You know what? Here's actual clip footage of me looking at that. Tell you what, Assunção's been pretty good in this. Like, what the fuck? Just, whoo! Did you, did you see that? Did you, woohoo! Cody, flipping Garbrandt. He is back in business, baby. And Sugar Sean O'Malley with also an amazing knockout of Eddie Wineland. And this was just the beginning of it. Now, here's my reaction of what the hell happened there. Man, this is a stoked to see Wineland versus Sugar Sean O'Malley. Whoa! What the hell? You check your phone for a second and that's what happens? Holy shit! Seeing those two fighters come together and fight in the same card, and the exhibition, the striking prowess was absolutely essential. Like, absolutely essential to prove how exciting of a weight class this was. And here's the irony. I think the performance of the night actually went, in terms of most impressive performance, to Aljamain Sterling in terms of how he finished Corey Sandhagen. Like, oh my goodness, what a stacked weight class. Look, let's talk about those KOs. Sugar Sean O'Malley, what can we say about Sean O'Malley? I don't know if this was a coming out party. Like, it definitely was a coming out party, but there were rumors that not a lot of people wanted to fight Sugar, and they come up with Eddie Wineland. To be honest, when I first heard about this fight, I was a bit, Eddie Wineland, you know, he's kind of been there, done that. Is he a test? Yeah, he definitely is a test, but he doesn't have as good as a record as, you know, the previous individual that fought Sugar. But look, they're propping Sugar Sean O'Malley up. Man, he's a problem. At bantamweight, he's a problem. He's a little over 6 foot, tall, rangy, really good striking, very like pick your poison sort of vibe with Sean O'Malley. And man, that straight right that rocked Eddie Wineland, it was over. Like, it was like, give me the belt, give me the belt. He really came into his own in this particular fight. Like, he managed the distance very well. And you could see, I mean, what was interesting about this knockout is he predicted it. He said he wanted a viral knockout. And in any other card, that would be the knockout of the night. But lo and behold, Cody had something to say about this. But look, back to Sugar. Man, he's an absolute threat. He's an absolute threat in this division. And it's simply because there are so many ways that he can go. I think we haven't seen his ground game, and obviously it'd be great for someone to test him there. But from a striking perspective, are there any strikers that you can see beating Sugar? Hint, hint. Maybe the guy that we're going to talk about later as well. But like, this was an amazing fight, and I think the analysis that the guys did in this particular UFC card was great in terms of the eyes, and there was a lot of focus on feints and how they came. I mean, Sugar fainted with a level change punch, and then he went straight. That straight right was nasty. I mean, when Eddie Wineland fell down, it was over. And what was even sicker than the actual knockout was the reaction by Sugar. He just walked away nonchalant. Told Joe Rogan in the interview that this fight was worth 100K in terms of this finish, and it would have been had it been for Cody Garbrandt's finish. But man, that was sick. It was sick, and he wants to renegotiate his contract. So lo and behold, the UFC have another headache there in terms of a budding star in this particular case, instead of an established one like Jones asking for more money. Wow, amazing. Look, it was a shortish fight. It is what it is. Sugar's on the up. His striking is sick. Who does he fight? Well, I think he fights Cody Garbrandt. Cody Garbrandt versus Assunção. Let's go to that fight. Now, this was an interesting one because Cody had been really geeing himself up and talking about his move to Mark Henry's camp, Ricardo Almeida, Cody 2.0. Like, this is the buzz, right? A new and improved version of Garbrandt. And here's the thing. He's still relatively young. 3 losses, 2 of them to TJ Dillashaw, whatever Shaw you want to call it. And one of them you'd say that if the rounds were a bit longer, he probably would have won. So look, a firefight with Pedro Munoz, who is no scrub, by the way. Man, that is a... Stop it, Bantamweight, stop it. Like, that's a fucking stacked division. Yeah, like, it was amazing. It was an amazing fight. coming into it, we really saw a really patient Cody Garbrandt in terms of the fight, right? A Sun Sao, I haven't watched a lot of fights of him, to be honest, and he comes in with he's a shorter bloke, very defensive oriented, moving his hand up there was really hard to gauge in terms of that particular regard. But really, I tell you what, especially in the first round, you could see a definite speed advantage. Cody rather, coming in, coming out, coming in, coming out. There wasn't a lot of activity there, but you think on the totality, Cody won the first round. He was also doing these really interesting slips where he'd fall to the ground and kind of side kick. It was really weird. I actually don't know how to articulate it. But again, I think really important that when you go to new camps or when you're in a rut like Cody definitely was, 3-0 in terms of his last fights, you come in with something different because you just can't expect the same things to yield the same sort of result. So that was and Cody was definitely really holding back in terms of he was much more poised, not really willing to engage in reckless sort of firefights. So man, that was really sort of impressive. In the second round, however, we saw a little bit of a Sun Sao coming in, like his ability to be able to mix the defensive and offensive was coming in, and he was landing some really good sort of straight rights. And now let's get to this knockout, because this was, look, Sugar, like it was good. Like Sean O'Malley's that straight right, I tweeted it. That was heard. That straight right, I could still hear it on the other side of the world in Australia where I was watching this from. But man, like I tell you what, wow. This knockout by Cody Garbrandt, I actually have not ever seen a knockout like this, because I tell you what, it was the end of the round, close to the end of the round. It's like he level changed. You know when you watch a video game where like you have like fatalities and moves where you're like in Dragon Ball Z where they're loading up on a charge. It's exactly like he was doing that, and you could even say, technically, is it? I don't know. Someone tell me that he did something illegal by holding. I felt like he was holding the cage a little bit. And it was like he was drawing that, and he ratcheted. It was like this, bang! Like it was an extension, a rip, and Sansa was out, mate. Like once that connection came, he was seeing, flipping stars. It was crazy. Like whoa! Like I'm still like my mind's blown about this. Because I've never actually seen a knockout like that, where an individual has enough time to load up on a punch and then execute it. Like it was all, what do you call it? It was a hook, right? Like hook up to down, hook, uppercut, somewhere along the line. It was brutal, man. And like the aftershocks of that was seen, man. Asansa was lights out. Man, the guy was seeing stars. They tried to sit him on the chair, and he was on the bicycle, as Joe Rogan was saying. That was heat, man. UFC 250 was heat, and we haven't even talked about Aljamain Sterling. So look, these two guys coming off amazing fights. Cody's stock is on the rise for sure, and he already had a big following, so you don't need any reason for the UFC to prop it up. Sugar's stock is on the rise, so mate, like that Eddie Wineland. Like, that's a viral knockout, whatever you see it. Like, it's just that Cody's was so emphatic. It was so unique. And, whoa, look. You got two stars colliding. This is it. This is the fight in my mind. Pit Cody against Sugar. G'd up. That's a title eliminator. That could be in a card as a co-main. Like, that's how good that fight is. Wow. Like, you got two guys that are young that could potentially be the face of the UFC. One is an ex-champion in Cody Garbrandt. They're both strikers, man. You're going to see a reformed Cody Garbrandt who's going to be a little bit more poised and calculated, but still has that boom, 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 that the fast hands that really made him the attraction and the draw that he was. You have Sugar Sean O'Malley, who has looked absolutely flipping invincible since his comeback. Woo! This Bantamweight division is hot, and we're talking about a fight for a number one contender, like a number one contender. Not for the next fight, right? Like, wow, like I'm excited. I'm really excited for this division. And to think that Henry Cejudo was ahead of this snake, in my mind, he needs to come back. I don't know when. There's some interesting things. There's a lot of stars fighting for their pay packets and stuff like that, but needs to come back. Look, that was my rant on this particular card. Really amazing card. If you haven't watched it, check it out. Please, guys, like, like the video, subscribe to the channel, give us your comments below, and chat soon. Peace.